Yeah. Merry Christmas. Screw you.
All right, that was easy.
Next question, ready, go.
What was the favorite toy you guys got for Christmas?
Favorite toy that we got for Christmas?
Or favorite present?
I had this one year, it was Drunken Stewardess Barbie. We met on a transatlantic flight. I was hanging out in business class, and you know those whatever the business people don't drink. We were pounding those, and the transatlantic drunk Barbie was one of my best. No, seriously?
Can't win, Barbie.
Well, being a diehard sicko folk art collector, I got myself a really good Howard Fenster one year. That was pretty great. Look him up, Howard Fenster, very cool.
Did you buy it from Dan Aykroyd?
No, I bought it from Fenster. Yeah, I think I got myself, it was a 7 foot by 4 foot giant dinosaur. They cut it with a jigsaw and it was crazy. The family would go and cut these things and you'd pay them. Wild.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so that was my best.
I had two things that come to mind. One of them, I was really super into Thundercats when I was a kid. So I really wanted Mumra's mummified form action figure, but it only came with the playset Mumra's Tomb. So I begged Santa for that for Christmas, and I got it. Now my parents were the cool kind that would actually have the toys set up and ready to go, and often working under the tree when you got up, right? And that's why they wouldn't get up till like noon. But so it's kind of a morbid Christmas that they had like Mumra's Tomb waiting for me. Like the mummified form of Mumra like peeking out from under his sarcophagus or something. And I'm like, best Christmas ever. Also, one year, I don't remember what Merry Christmas, my dear. I really wanted, okay, we used to get this, what was called the Sears Wish Book, okay, when we were little kids. Do you remember these things, like these gigantic, I mean, you could take somebody out with one of these things. It was like this gigantic catalog, and about like 1/5 of this thing was all toys, like beautifully photographed toys with children, happy families just jumping along with all these toys. And I'm like, I want. That thing would come in the mail, and we would start like dog-earing pages, my brother and I. I want that, and I want the Voltron thing, and I want Verbot, and I want this. I saw, and for some reason I didn't know what it was, I'd never heard of it before, but I saw the ventriloquist dummy doll, Charlie McCarthy.
I also got this for Christmas.
Oh my God!
Yep.
Yep. Actually, you could like pump into its eyes.
Yep, had a little string in the back of the head, you pulled me in the plastic jaw.
And I was like, I must have this. And my parents were like, we have had no clue that you'd wanted something like this. Okay, well, ask Santa about it, and I got it. It was waiting for me under the tree, and I love it. It was the greatest day of my life. That night, I was scared shitless of it and couldn't look at it. I had to like, every little kid in Poltergeist had to like throw a blanket over to me. It was terrifying, because it always just goes. Its eyes follow you no matter where you go. I'm like, why? In the daylight hours, best friend. At night, worst nightmare.
Did you ever watch Incurable Collector? There used to be a show, John Larroquette did a show called Incurable Collector, and they had a guy who had all ventriloquist dummies, but one of them was like this $25,000 custom Parisian-made dummy, and the eyes would roll, and the tongue would stick out, and the hair would go up, and the guy said, you made me think of it, the guy said one night, similar to you, but really freaking out because apparently the cat had crawled in the back of it. So everything's dancing around on the shelf and the eyes are moving like Linda Blair. He goes screaming out of the room, leaving a trail of phosphorescent whatever they had for dinner behind him.
There's nothing more terrifying than looking over and saying goodnight to your Charlie McCarthy doll, only to have it go.
Yeah, well, in the same catalog, they had the Charlie McCarthy, and they had another one that was a cowboy. Yeah, my brother got the cowboy, so we each got one that year, and it was a similar circumstance where we both set them on their, other side of the bedroom, went to bed, and we both realized really quickly in the evening, this was a terrible idea.
That's really terrible.
Yeah, seriously. No, Lincoln Logs, we could brick them up and never see them again. Exactly. I'd say, oh man, my my family couldn't provide much back when I was younger, but there was one Christmas that I was really into Jurassic Park. And they had a Jurassic Park playset that was the actual Jurassic Park center with like a bunch of electric fences that you could attach around it, and a little computer command center you could press a button on, and a really terrible digitized voice would be like, Jurassic Park compound, second floor. And you know, T-Rex pin is broken. It was just the worst digitized voice ever, but I loved it and I was so excited to get it. And my parents were nice enough to save up and actually get this for me, and I set it up and I set it down and put the dinosaurs in there and then looked at it and went, you know, there's not much you can really do with this. I started pressing the button over and over again, like Jurassic Park compound, Dilophosaurus attacking, and start pressing over and over and over again. And I realized it was annoying the crap out of my little brother, so then it became the best present again. And so I would just wait for like quiet moments where he's like listening to music or trying to play an instrument. I'd just sneak behind him like, Jurassic Park.
You invented sampling.
Yeah. That was my early DJ days. Oh man, I was a terrible older brother for a while there. Like I remember I had scary stories to tell in the dark, the book.
Oh yeah.
And there's the one story with they had this full page picture of this like ghastly rotted woman's face with like stringy hair. I would just chase him around the house with that. I was a terrible person. Next question.